Okay, last time we did lists, but now we're going to start doing tuples. What is a tuple? A tuple is one of the four main arrays, built-in arrays, alongside lists, sets, and dictionaries. A tuple is ordered but unchangeable, unlike a list which is both ordered and changeable. Now let's start. Create a new file and then create a new file, save it, name it Tuples, and then let's start. So first we're going to do this. In order to make a tuple, you can start it like a list. However, it has a few differences. For example, a list looks like this. This is what a list looks like. However, this is what a tuple looks like. Then we're just gonna copy this. So that is what a tuple looks like compared to a list. Alright. So what's more of a difference between a tuple and a list aside from the formation? Well, here's the thing. When I say unchangeable, it is firmly locked in. If I ever the tuple is firmly locked in, unlike a list, which is not which is temporarily locked in, but it's not permanent. Watch this. What if I tried doing this? Wait, whoops. Okay, we got that. But what if I try changing this? Now here's the kicker. This thing, this unchangeable thing, it's pretty hard to get. Because if you do it in the wrong way, then it end up looking exactly like a list. So why is a tuple needed when you already have lists? Well, a tuple is needed to have fixed permanent data. For example, a passport. It stores your name, your age, your passport number, all of that. So now we're gonna go on to this. Normally in a list, you'd have something like, if you only have one item in your list, you'd have something like this: apple, Let's try and run that. Apple. What's the type though? List. But tuples are different. What if I try doing the same thing with a tuple? Why is it a string? Well, that's because tuples require a comma at the end if when you come to a single value in a tuple. So this means that if I remove this, then it'll turn into a string. However, if I did add this and then I run the code, it's a tuple. See? Now, is that another great thing about tuples, it's that they are unchangeable. And we already knew that, but here's the thing. They also allow duplicates. You can also determine the tuple length and create an empty tuple, and then you can even mix tuple items. So, what does the tuple constructor do? Well, it actually just makes a tuple out of a tuple. Watch this. Uh-huh. Nothing happened though. What? Well, here's the thing. Using the constructor is tricky. We can also figure out how how long a tuple is. Watch this. It didn't work. That's because it's all buried in. It won't work like that. One. But what if I added this? Apple again. Tuple. Two. So basically, tuples are kind of like lists. However, with a unique function. This they cannot change after being created. So, that's pretty much it for our video, and then we'll be covering sets in the next video. Also, a heads up. If you're trying to create a tuple, mostly it's rare that you'll actually need a tuple in your programming because lists usually do all the work. Anyway, that's it. See you in the next video.